I have chosen a job which is really out of the box, and I am the first Pakistani ever to work on the cruise ship from Pakistan as an emergency physician. Topic on which I am going to talk is a very complicated topic, and I think that you go with me with the flow. Modern day cruise ships are epitome of luxury and safety. I work on a cruise ship as emergency registrar, and I have the opportunity to see a lot of different beautiful places in the world. I've seen about 42 different countries, but along with that, sometimes we also face the brute force of nature. About 3 months ago, I had the opportunity of having the same. We were crossing the Drake Passage. Drake Passage is a very dangerous ocean which is between the southern tip of South America and Antarctica. They say there are more than 600 cruise ships and ships buried in that passage. So I still remember the fear in the environment and the ship. There were 20 to 25 foot waves were thrashing and smashing against the cruise ship. The winds were hurling at about 70 to 100 nautical miles, and it was looking very scary. Most of the people thought that it is the time and we are just going to be the next story of just like a similar story like a Titanic. In that fear, I made a promise that all the last some years I have been searching a theory, and I will have to muster my courage to give the theory and to share it with people, because it can help us in answer some of the important existential questions. So this was my motivation at that night. We all are students of science and we love science. In science, everyone has heard the story of science about ourselves. There are two main theories, from Big Bang to theory of evolution. Theory of evolution says that here we all are, and we all are as a result of evolution and from a common ancestor, and that common ancestor was about 4.5 billion years ago. But the Earth, the galaxies, the Milky Way, the supernovas, the black holes, everything can be traced back to the Big Bang. That happened 13.8 billion years ago. These are the two cornerstones of our understanding from where we come and where we are. But when we go beyond Big Bang, there the problem arises. Because all the laws of physics and science, the constants of science, everything we know and help us in our scientific way of thinking depends upon these values which started on the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago. But we cannot apply this science before the Big Bang, because no science can be explained before the Big Bang, because there was no time, space, and other universal constants. So that comes with the question, so how can we explain the events that happened before the Big Bang? One explanation is the logical reasoning. The logical reasoning which we deducted from the scientific way of thinking, we can apply this logical reasoning and we can find what happened before the Big Bang. I have studied all the different theories that explains what happened before the Big Bang. Whether it is a multiverse theory, it's a string theory, it is a cyclic molecule theory. All the theories assume that energy was there. It was for granted. But nobody says from where does this energy came from. So in this way, this logic can help us to take out where the science cannot take. When we talk about the logic, logic tells us that if there is an effect, there must be a cause. And logic tells us that there can nothing, that absolute nothing cannot produce something. So in this way, the logical reasoning can help us determine that what happened before the Big Bang. So logically we have concluded that there is a necessity being, an intelligent being that was there before time and space, that made a system, and everything around today, we and the universe, was an eventual effect of that action. So we are here not due to any random action or chance or by accident. We are here due to action of intent. So in this way we have concluded that someone created this universe. Now the next logical thing is, now the question here is, the logical reasoning has explained to us that there was a necessity being that was there before the Big Bang. Now we know this logical interaction and the logical flows. Now the question is, if we accept it, then that means we are deterministic in nature. Means that action started a series of events and we are here as a natural consequence of that action. That means we are deterministic in nature and there is no free will. Now another thing is, I am a doctor. I work on the cardiology and emergency floors from the last 10 years, and we know that we all brief our patients about risk factor modification, about lifestyle changes, and we have seen that these things make a remarkable difference in the health of the patient. That means that the medical literature and research accepts that our choices have consequences on our health and life. That means that everything is not deterministic. So we have two very opposite views. On one side we have a view that this world is deterministic and there is no free will. And the second is, through our medical knowledge and research and everyday observations, we know that our actions had consequences in our lives and others' lives. So how we can compile and how we can reconcile these both things? Because science brings us on both these conclusions. So here I have a very beautiful theory that this bridge can be filled with epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of factors, environment, our actions, emotions, stress that act at the gene level and help to upregulate and downregulate. So in this way, if someone is in a stress, if someone has emotions, if someone has passion, and someone has a dietary habits, these actions act on the gene level and try to up and down regulate the genes. In this way, we have consequences which depend on our actions. So in this way, for about many years, people think that if I have inherited genes, that means my destiny has been sealed because the genes will transform into actions. But now we know that epigenetics is a study of emotions, stress, factors of everyday life, and along with our dietary habits, our actions, all these things, and the daily life actions, even our intentions, our prayers, our meditations, these all help to find out and to guide us in a way where we want. In this way, I have reconciled the deterministic way of science with the free will of the science. Anyways, thank you so much. Okay, bye.